output of this video because actually my stand actually dropped while I was recording. So where was I? Okay, so basically the other electives that the student has to take in combined humanities is actually there are electives like, for example, it's actually the history elective, literature elective, geography elective. There's also literature in Chinese, Malay and Tamil electives. That will form the other 50% of the combined humanities subject. So I want to touch on that elective, that history elective, that history literature or geography elective cannot be taken as the same as the pure humanities subject. This is the second humanities subject. That means let's say if I take geography elective, I cannot take pure geography. I have to take another elective, which is actually pure history or pure literature. So the second humanities subject, actually, if the school resources permit, they might have some, they might have a second humanities subject which they can offer, which is basically one subject you can actually opt to study or choose not to study, which is either pure history, pure literature, and pure geography. But actually, the pure subjects, they are more greater in depth, requires a lot of knowledge, and also if you have a flair for writing, essays, those humanities papers. Let's say if your English is good, maybe you can opt to take up pure humanities. Okay, let's move on to applied subjects now. Applied subjects, we have a lot of wide range of applied subjects, like for example economics, business studies, PAOSIE, computer studies, principles of accounts, design and technology, food and nutrition, and art. So we have actually for coursework subjects are somewhat very demanding. So these applied subjects, like for example design and technology, food and nutrition, and also art, they actually require a lot of time. Let's say the papers, let's say another paper can last more than 3 hours. It's very long and tedious. Let's say if you're not the kind of a guy that can study coursework, maybe you can take up accounts. Accounts is more like it actually teaches you accounting standards. There's a new syllabus actually implemented from this year onwards, as per MAS requirements. There will be you have to actually look at your new syllabus for details on the SEAB website. Do a lot of questions on those assessment books to give you a rough idea of how these accounting standards are relevant to our business world today. So you'll learn topics like double entries. You'll learn the double entry accounting system, like bank reconciliation, general ledger, petty cash. There's also you have to learn like interpretation of final accounts, depreciation, trial balance, sort of this. Okay, for section A there will be 48 marks. So basically you need to actually answer 4 questions within our short answer questions. So paper 2 will have a total of I think it's about try to get this right, it's about 52 marks, right? If I'm not wrong. You have to answer some questions within a 2-hour paper for section B. Sorry. Let me get this right. It's actually 6 section is the first paper. The first paper of short answer questions will be 40 marks. Paper 2 will be 60 marks. So generally POA will be let's say for those scorers like 12 and below, those who are actually keen to take up accountancy, generally you can actually use POA or combined humanities as a subject to actually apply for business and accountancy courses as part of your L1, R2, E2 aggregate. This is the B-type aggregate. Actually, for this, for the information on all the polytechnic courses and JC courses offered in school, you can actually check out the JAE 2016 website. Just find under Yahoo search, type in JAE 2016. The guide is already out. You can actually check the cut-off points for those respective courses for GCs, and also the entry requirements for higher United courses. So let me touch on now on tertiary education now. This is actually somewhat a much debated issue. I think a lot of people have actually discussed on the Straits Times. Let's start off with JCs. Now JCs basically there are only a few JCs in Singapore which offer the A-level curriculum, which is actually divided into two streams. The science stream and the art stream. Art stream is more on humanities and business subjects. The science stream will have subjects like pure physics, pure chemistry, pure bio, H2 maths. There's also opportunities to actually somewhat take subjects at the H3 level, where you actually can use the H3 subjects to actually apply for some module exemptions in university. So but actually there's also general paper. Now general paper is generally something like more like a English and humanities combined subject. So it's actually this general paper will be taken into consideration for courses like for a course like law. You need to have attained a very good grade, like at least an A or B grade for your general paper to go into law. And let's touch on the polytechnics now. The polytechnic, I forgot to mention about MI Millennium Institute will have actually a 3-year A-level course. So this 3-year A-level course will have subjects like business management, principles of accounting, some science subjects. That will lead to your A-level certificate after 3 years. So let's touch on the polytechnics. Now, polytechnics, there are lots of courses. So basically, in general, the Singaporeans, let's say if they accept the tuition grant, as of this year, I've done some research. It's actually after if you accept the tuition grant, the subsidized fees will be after the tuition grant will be actually how much would that be? Let me see. It's about 2.5k. So it's after 2.5k a year. That means after 3 years you have to pay up about 7.5k for your diploma. Okay, and let me actually somewhat tell you guys this fact. Generally, I found out about 60 to 70% of the courses may school students out of a job. Let's say they have to actually find jobs like being an administrative assistant, which offers of course lousy pay, or some other areas like logistics, maybe F&B, maybe retail, maybe like other stuff they may wish to pursue. So I guess that's much about it. Okay, so let's talk about the ITs. Now, the ITs generally they have 2 levels of courses. So they have higher NITEC and MITEC. So generally, those who have actually taken those higher NITEC courses in ITs, generally they will fare better than those other students in the diploma course, because they have their hands-on practical skills. They generally will fare a lot better because they have studied some of the basics in their some basic modules in the IT courses. So let me touch on universities now. Universities actually they don't cost. University courses generally they don't cost cheap. And most of us actually do not have the money to actually, most of our parents do not have the money to actually, let us study in university, which is quite beyond. So let me state a few facts regarding our university courses. Now, basically, for after the subsidy of tuition fees from the government's tuition grant, you still have to cough out about $7,950 for general courses, $9,000 plus for business and accountancy courses, and also the most for SMU and law courses, you have to fork out about 11 or 12K. Depends on what kind of uni course you're taking per year. Seems quite expensive, but most of us actually, cannot afford a university degree education. Which means to say it's gonna total up to about 50K for general courses, about 40 to 50K, which is harder to pay back. It's really damn expensive. And what are the top 2 most expensive courses in Singapore? So let me state the cost of the NTU's medicine program. Now, the NTU's medicine program is the most expensive in Singapore. And how much is the school fees per year? It's going to total up to $34,700. And the second most expensive courses are from NUS. Dentistry is about $25,400, and also the same cost is the same cost which has the same cost as dentistry is medicine. That is with nursing. So it's actually without nursing. Correction. So and about the pay scale now, this year's university median salaries are out. So what I've actually discovered on Channel News Asia or Facebook or whatever source I actually got from. So generally, what courses will actually pay, like, most courses will pay like a median salary of actually $3,000 plus. And if you want to actually know what is the most paid profession in Singapore, it's actually law, which is actually $5,000 plus. The least paid, arts and media, $2,700 on a median salary. Which means to say it's actually, those salaries, are inversely proportional to what our parents pay for our uni degree courses, which really sucks. And at the most, let me state a general fact, in Singapore, at the maximum salary we can earn, at the ceiling we can earn is actually $6,000. So there you have it. This is actually part 2 of my education in Singapore video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments, leave your comments under the comment section on the video, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.